Good morning everyone, it's Saturday morning and it looks like it's going to be a lovely day, well at least until about mid-afternoon when I think we might get some rain, but we're going to make the most of it until then. Saturday morning we were going to be about a lot earlier but Molly wanted to lie in because she does like it. It's difficult getting out of bed and I don't mind, I'll let her take her time, so it's actually about 9 o'clock now and because it's Saturday it's packed already. There's thousands of people about, thousands of cyclists, walkers, runners and everything like that. So it's difficult to get a bit of a quiet spot to do a bit of recording. And I'm not one of those who likes recording in front of people. Some people can just walk about and ignore other people, and if people want to like stare at them and point, and they do. I'm not like that. If I see somebody I tend to turn my camera off and wait until we get to a nice quiet spot again. But it is a lovely morning. There's a hill in front of me and there's like a rim of blue above that and then cloud above that, and the sun is behind this like hazy cloud trying to come out, but it's quite pleasant. There's a light breeze, it's not too cold, it's not cold at all. Molly's taking her time behind me because that's what she does, and we're quite happy with that. Today I want to talk about a couple of things that have been in the news. Now the first one, and they really have impacted on me, have made me angry and made me sad and made me question lots of things. Now the first one is about an iconic spot in the north of the country. A lot of people may not have even been aware of this place until it came into the news this week, but it is the tree at Sycamore Gap. The sycamore at Sycamore Gap. About 300 years old, this tree. People have scattered the family's ashes there. It's a place of pilgrimage. People have proposed there. It's one of the most favourite spots for photographers, one of the most favourite images in the UK. The tree at Sycamore Gap. Now some sicko has been and felled it. 300 years old, iconic, beautiful. It was in Robin Hood, King of Thieves, and it's in a dip, and then it's in the middle of this dip, and you will have seen it. Even if you don't know about it, if you've seen it, you'll think, I've seen that image before. And someone has been along and cut it down. Now they did question a 16-year-old boy. Now I suppose they've got a bloke in his 60s, I don't know. They're saying that it's suspected it's been cut down deliberately. Now I used to work in the forestry and I know for a fact that's been cut down deliberately because trees don't look like that when they've fallen over, even if they're split in the middle. So it's been deliberately cut down. Why? What insanity! What are you doing? Do we really deserve this country? Do we deserve this earth? I actually don't think we do, and I keep saying this, the sooner whatever powers that be get rid of us and start again, the better, because this is absolute insanity. You get so emotional about things like this, disproportionately perhaps, I don't think so, but it seems disproportionate because you think, well, we should save all these feelings and emotions for humans, but no, because it's humans that are doing this. We are the perpetrators, we are the fools that are going out and doing this. That will never come back, that image will never be there again. They're saying that the stump may sprout new shoots, but it will take about 300 years to grow to the same size again, but it won't be the same tree because it will have been coppiced, so it will be like a big shrub. That's all. It won't be there. It's not the same. They should find the person who's done this, lock them up for 50 years, make an example. This is kind of mindless. I almost feel like somebody who does something like this has got so little to contribute to society, they should be taken out of society and put somewhere where they can't do any more harm and laughed at. Or they should have the house taken away from them, razed to the ground completely, and then put them back into the middle of it and say, there you go, that's what you've got now, get on with it, and you're having no help from anybody else. I am completely incensed with this mindless vandalism. It is, and everybody who watches my channel knows how I feel about the British countryside, how passionate I am about it and how protective towards it I am. I could not believe this, and I just thought, that's been there for hundreds of years. And then one person from the 21st century, that society, that generation, that area in time where we all are so privileged and we're all going, oh, poor old me, don't talk about me like that. Your words are hurting me. That you think you can go out and just do something like this. It's mad. We live in a mad society. Get rid of us all. Nature, Mother Nature, get rid of us, start again, because we're not worth it. Honestly, it's just, I can't stop thinking about it. I'm so angry. And the second thing I want to talk about is this completely senseless, mindless knife crime again in Croydon. A young girl, a beautiful young girl, Elaine Adnam, who apparently was stepping in to protect one of her mates, going to school, 15 years old, in a green school uniform, gets cut down by some idiot with a machete, bled to death. Unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. This poor kid, and she was going to a private school, and you might think, oh right, well, parents must have been quite wealthy then. No, they weren't. They just scrimped and scraped because they wanted the best for their daughter. It's like the scum of the earth take out something, someone with promise to give back and make our society great again. But no, they're not allowed to, because some lowlife who shouldn't even be allowed to breathe takes the life. It's tragic, it's happening all the time. Why don't we come down a lot harder on knife crime? And they keep saying, I thought there was some law that said you get a minimum jail term. Why did they put it in? Right, knife, found with a knife, 10 years. There you go. These great, but now they're just saying, oh well, we're making these great big lunatic, whatever they call knives, these machetes, illegal. I thought they were illegal. Of course they should be illegal. How mental. What a soft government we've got. Absolutely. And they're all the same. Tories, Labour, whoever's in, they're all going to be the bloody same. Absolutely useless. This is tragic. 15 years old and losing her life. 15 years old and robbed of a future just because of some complete knobhead who should have some lead put in their ear. I'd be quite happy to throw the switch. I would. Get that person, don't care how old they are. Get them, I'll pull the switch. There you go. Boom, done, sorted. Out the way. That's one more piece of crap that's out of society. Yay! Laugh a minute. It's tragic, it's terrible. What are we doing to our young people? I remember when I was a kid, life was great, life was fun, it was a bowl of peaches, strawberries and cream. We went out, we had fun in the streets, nobody felt threatened. And then we grew up and we had a proper child, and then we grew up and we became adults and life became a bit more crap. Of course it did, because we had all the responsibilities, but at least we had the chance to have a childhood. But they don't now, because of all these mad pressures they're under and peer pressures, and it's mad. I feel sorry for kids today. They don't have childhoods, and then they become promising teenagers, and they're trying to be better, and they're trying to make a way in life, make something of themselves, and then they get it robbed away by somebody who probably has the room temperature IQ. I mean, this may be a bit emotive, and I may be saying things about this poor person who did it, you know, and we feel sorry for them. Their mum probably dropped them on the red when they were a kid. I don't give a toss. Think what you want. I am absolutely disgusted. I think it's vile. I'm sick of it. I really am. But now that's rant over. Let's get back to enjoying the countryside. It's clouding over a little bit now, but it's still nice, and I think the clouds will break, and I think we're going to have some more sun. It's very still. There are so many people about that we're going to try and find somewhere quiet and out of the way, because we don't like humans. We like being on our own. Can you hear that? 3 blokes running. Now why, when you're running and you're like 2 foot from each other, do you have to shout at the top of your voice at each other? I think I used to do a lot of running. I used to do a lot of half marathons and a couple of marathons and things like that. A lot of cycling. But I didn't shout like that. I think with a lot of people, when you put a pair of running shoes on, your IQ drops by about 25%. Not everybody, just a few. The rest of you are okay. It's very still. It is very still. Hardly anything's moving. I don't know where Molly is. Molly's behind me somewhere, but nothing's moving. The temperature's rising slightly as well. Very still. Very, very nice. No wonder a lot of people are out, and I'm getting a bit fed up with it. We'll come out again later. The trees, I'm looking across now at all the trees, because this area is very, very, very wooded. Behind me you can see that hill. Obviously the perspective of the camera makes it look further away than it actually is, but it's quite close, and there's lots and lots. It's completely dense with trees, and these trees are all changing colour slightly. There's greens, and now there's browns, yellows, very light green. It's just becoming that time of year when it's kind of at one of its most beautiful times of year. Spring, autumn. Spring's my favourite, then autumn. Summer and winter you can pretty much keep them. These are the times I love, and it is as green. And there was a couple of deer over to our right before, because there's lots and lots of deer here. But it is, and it's beautiful, and not as many birds now as there were in spring, but you can still hear them. Still smells gorgeous. We're going to carry on walking now. Loving it. We're loving it. Get out and love it. Things are happening to the world. Horrible things are happening. Things we can do pretty much nothing about. There will always be idiots and vandals doing things that they should be locked up for a long time for. There'll be kids going out with angst and doing things to other kids. It didn't happen as much when I was a kid. It happens all the time now, and it's tragic and it's horrible. And this week somebody has lost their life. Somebody's lost their life. Somebody will not grow up. Parents won't have a daughter. It blows my mind really, and kind of makes me count my blessings that I had such a good childhood with such good parents, and things have happened in my life, and I'm skint and I've had illness and everything, but I'm still happy and I'm still here, and I can still look back on a long life, and nobody can take that away. Whatever happens to me now, I can say, well, I had 70 bloody good years, a damn sight more than a lot of people have, and nobody could ever take that away from me. Just think about that every day when you get up and you go out. Make the most of every single minute of every single day. Have a great weekend, people. Peace and love.